So thinking about, the loan staying in the seller's name, how long does it stay in the seller's name in a subject to transaction?
Sure. So in every transaction, it's different. A balloon is where that loan's due. It could be the same as the underlying mortgage. So you could say there's no balloon, or it could be the same as the underlying mortgage. So when the mortgage is paid off, you have to sell it or refinance, or it could be that there's no balloon at all. You can own the house for forever that way. Um, or it could be 5 years or 7 years. The only thing for me, and I know we've talked about some of this, is I get scared when they're really short. And the reason being is when they're really short, it may not allow for the real estate market to correct in a way that's an advantage to you. I mean, if you're paying full retail for a house in 2025 and you have a balloon due in 2027, that is just not very much time for the home to increase in value. And if you didn't put a huge down payment, I mean, maybe you put a massive down payment, like, okay, cool, you're going to be able to refinance. But if you didn't do that, which in a lot of creative finance deals, we're trying to put lower down payments because that's what kind of makes it a deal. You want to make sure that you're able to refinance without having to put in another chunk of money in 2 years or 3 years. So, we see a lot of agents pushing for these 2 and 3 year balloons. And I think that some of that comes from a seller not maybe understanding and being a little bit freaked out, but it actually is a risk to the seller that, hey, in 2 years I'm not going to be able to refinance. So then what are we going to do? You're going to foreclose on me? You're going to go through a foreclosure just because I can't do that? So we always try to push. I mean, I think 5 is a bare minimum. I think 7 plus is even better. And then again, depending on your down payment, part of creative is getting really good interest rates. So if I'm going to come in and I'm going to put a lot of money down so I can get this 2.5% interest rate, to me, that's what I'm paying for. So I want to keep that as long as possible. Some of it is the understanding of the seller too, and understanding their situation. And I think a lot of sellers think you're just going to keep it forever. I mean, even in investor world, 7 to 10 years is pretty normal hold time for a rental. So the truth is, that person will probably sell it long before a 30-year balloon.
Yeah.
Some might hold it forever. I I'm probably that guy who would hold it for 30 years. I don't know, but my point is just that, like, you can do whatever you want with that. I would err on the side of caution when they're really short. I wouldn't do them. Like, I won't do anything under 5 unless I'm the only. There's an exception there. If you're buying a house so far under the actual value,
Yeah.
then it may not be a big deal. But if you're paying retail, yeah, it's not worth it.
So how can the seller verify that payments are actually being made if the loan is still in their name?
Sure, one of two ways. Most of the time, we set it up with a third party escrow company, and that third party escrow company notifies them every time we make a payment. They'll get a letter in the mail or an email, however they want to set it up. So that's way one. Two is normally when we close on let's call it a mirror wrap, we gain access to the mortgage portal so we can get in there and see it. And we let the seller still have their access to their mortgage portal so they can see those payments are being made. And it's something I recommend. If you're selling subject to, if you're selling a mirror wrap, that's like probably your one job, making sure those payments are being made to make sure that your names, your credit's staying good or being built up. And because you're the bank now, you can foreclose if someone's not making those payments. So